voice down. That's what the captain
Fucking Conor McGregor, dog. Keep your voice down. Voice. Chucha says, do you need to share your screen with me so I can help? Shout out to you, ma. I think that's exactly what we need to do.
Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat.
Man,
I like it.
good one,
like
ma. Good one. I would love to do voice acting, man. God, I want to do that shit so bad. Captain. That was a terrible, but it's fine. I don't even want to be a main character. I just want to be like a low-key deckhand or something. Right. Oh, it's a stag. You know what I'm saying? Baratheon. Let's do it. Oh, damn, spooked it. Oh no, what happened to our guy? Oh, it's corrupted. Oh man, that's fucking terrible, bruh. I know. Terrible. Alright. The corrupted cabin. I can't play games because I be making faces when I hit buttons.
You died, and it won't be the last time.
So Shadow, tell him one more time. Tell the world what the game's about. Or now you've played this before, right?
Yeah, of course. Many hours.
That's hilarious.
It's
How many hours literally? How many you think you've invested in this game? All jokes aside, for real.
Oh, jokes aside, I don't know. I mean, how many hours in the day? You know, like you want to talk about how many hours in a week or in a month or
what
in
are
a
we
year?
talking
You
about?
know,
Here?
like,
What are we talking
about?
I'm gonna dox you one time, Shadow, just because I can. What's his name, world?
It's been a while.
Hey, listen, he's a gangster. Shadow 1311 is that dude. He be testing the games. For real, for real.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to find a game he don't play.
We testing the game. Oh yeah.
I'm in the chat, and please, you're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard. You've been holding back on me.
I'm going up like Hakeem.
Funko Top, shout out. Come on. That's unfiltered. The truth about oysters. Give it to him. So I did that. Yup, I did. R&B, baby. He delivers. Get your popcorn ready. See ya. Let's go.
We testing the game.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
No BS, OBS, camera zoomed in, and the chat is lit. Stay tuned in. Like Zach Morris, I got detention like the cool kids. I do's this, homie. Thought you knew this. If you didn't, now you do. Had to prove it. Thanks for watching. What's everybody's favorite topic? Leave a comment in the chat. Refrain from gossip. Stop it if you hating. There's no debating promise. I'm going up like Hakeem. I can't wait to block you. Nah, dog, cause this a party. Get your popcorn ready. We about to get it started. I'm super grateful. Thank you all for being with me. How we looking? Am I good?
Sitting pretty.
I'm elated that y'all would take time to kick it with me. Cause I ain't famous, so I'm grateful for the subs you gifted. Shout out to Shadow. I know my guy is always listening, and I appreciate the bits. Fire emoji, pimpin'. Let's get it. I'ma give you what you came to see. Please hit the follow button for me. We can proceed. R&B Child's High Class of 03. Shout out to everybody back home and anybody that's in the stream. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back, and thanks for showing up. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind.
Ro Rising says, Eternum. That's how someone in the hood says they next. Yo, I got after them. After them. Pretty good, pretty good. It's a family affair. How about that? Shout out to mom, dad, Arrow Rising, bang. After them. All right, well, hope you dug the code open. That was a montage of footage taken from this week's Testing the Game, literally, with none other than our guy, Shadow 1311, also known as
Federico. Fede.
So, if you missed that, Chucha Barber, thank you so much.
Thank you, you're far too kind.
You get this for that, girl. Very cool, very cool. 9 months. How about that? Dang. Doing the damn thing. I appreciate you, ma. Arguably my greatest supporter. So very sweet. One more time. Matter of fact, let's do this for her. Tell her what her name is.
Choo choo, choo choo, choo choo, choo choo.
And how cute you got to make even a little cameo in the montage in the beginning. Pretty dope. Shout out to Arrow Rising. If you don't know, he is the one who puts together so many of those amazing sound bites. Thank you for that, bro.
Thank you. Far too kind.
And stick around while we don't have a new Anthony's part of the show today. I know, listen, it's tough. You gotta shoot it, edit it. He's been traveling, it's a lot. But I'm gonna give you a throwback. All right? So we're gonna do a Anthony's part of the show replay. Hang out with us. Chucha says, yes, I did. That was funny. It was funny, as a matter of fact. We were having trouble. It's a really cute VOD, as a matter of fact. And again, it is available on YouTube. So check us out there. Remember that we started gaming because we thought it might allow for other audiences to catch wind of R&B and then maybe tune into this show. All right, testing the game. So, and in some respect, it has done that. I mean, we've gained a few followers. Shout out to those of us that are new, and I think a few subscriptions along the way. So yeah, man, we're doing the damn thing. Edward Rising says, give me a new reason to make a soundbite and I can make it happen. Well, I shared this with you recently. I don't know if you were here. Fedme needs a soundbite. Bang. He's a colleague of mine and a friend. In fact, shout out to him, Fedme, and my guy, Captain Mars. I think we're going to go play tennis after this. How about that? So I got to get my head right after this show so I can try to beat up on them boys on the court. But yeah, Fedme is, he's a longtime subscriber and follower of the show. I don't know if he's here today. Probably not. But that's all right. So if you want to make a soundbite for him, I don't know what you would need to know in order to do that. Fedme means obesity in Norwegian. And again, it's a very cute handle. So it's his gamer tag. And the reason why is because every time he would kill somebody in like Halo or whatever other game, Counter-Strike, I don't know. Obesity kills. You get it? Obesity kills. So Fedme. Anyway, Chucha says, I'm going to put you on the game. The new Superman was filmed at the Trilith Studios where Frank Patterson is CEO. Is that right? Dang, we could have been background talent on the new Superman film. What a total missed opportunity, Chooch. My goodness. You hear that, Arrow Rising? Well, maybe when I'm home, we can take a trip down to the old Trilith Studios. See who we can bump into. But that's pretty cool, Ma. Appreciate you putting us on the game. Matter of fact, we don't have that segment today, so you get this. Shout out. Arrow Rising says, Fedme, so much like feather. I know, as a matter of fact. He says, tennis, gamer, obesity. All right, I got it. He's sweet. He's my friend. All right, bang. Arrow Rising says, I got slightly higher hopes for Superman than Jurassic Park, but that's not saying much. I hear you. Same. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. We'll just have to see. I'm sure it'll make the show at some point. In fact, I think a colleague of mine saw it. Shout out to Andrew if you're watching this, man. He said it was pretty good, so shout out to him. He's a movie lover, just like we are. All right, I'm gonna take this graphic down one more time. We literally were testing the game. Shout out to my guy, Shadow1311. Check it out on the YouTube. It was part 1 of the game New World Eternum. As a matter of fact, I also have this for you. I'll leave you with this because it is related. Wait for it. You get it. Bang. Chucha says, the monks. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, we were on the road to 75. 75 followers, that's what we were trying to achieve, and we did that. And it's all thanks to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Far too kind.
So I promised you all that when we did that, when we reached that milestone, we would celebrate, and true to form, we did. We ran a giveaway. And lucky Wody77, wait for it, I got that soundbite for you.
I was running through the six with my walk. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go. Running through the six with my walks.
She was the winner, and this week we made good. We did that. So R&B, I keep receipts. Wody77, you are now the proud owner and recipient of Oscar the Oyster and Rusty the Redfish. Come on, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Miss Chucha Barber herself for penning that book.
Choo-choo, 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 choo-choo.
So how cool is that? Additionally, my guy Arrow Rising helped me because I can't send everybody money the way I would want to while I'm overseas, so I PayPal'd him, and I think he Venmo'd her. It all worked out. Thank you again. Appreciate you, Arrow Rising, for making that happen for her. I'm sure she's grateful. Gotta let us know what movie you watched.
You like popcorn.
Huh?
Makes your teeth go pop, pop, pop.
All right. But we keep receipts. Ladies and gentlemen, we're always trying to get better and better. Tell them, Sheldon Cooper. Tell them.
You just keep getting better and better.
That's right, baby. We give back. We do cool shit. So hang out with us, followers and subscribers. We're trying to give y'all some love and some prizes. All right? It pays to play the game. We testing it. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now I must apologize. I'm very sorry for the late start today. Normally we go live around 1 p.m. my time here in Norway, which, do the math, 6 hours behind. I think it's like, what? I won't even, that's terrible. Whatever it is, all right? Math ain't my forte. But last evening, when I got home from work, I started working on a new record. I was inspired. A lot of new music dropped yesterday, and I was listening to the Clips heavy in the car home. If you're unfamiliar, it's fine. It's a hip-hop brother duo team, but they're dope, and I was really inspired by some of the songs that I heard on that album. And my process is I just listen to music, and naturally I typed in Clips, type beats, you know what I'm saying, just to see what came up. And the rule is if nothing speaks to me, if I don't feel inspired to write or rap, I just leave it alone. But wouldn't you know it, lo and behold, we're testing the game. So I did. I started a record last night, and I didn't have any intentions in finishing it. It was just for fun, kind of sort. I haven't done music in quite some time, I felt like. And I got through like a verse and the chorus last evening, and I just set it to bed. It got late for me. And then I woke up this morning around 5:30, and I was inspired. I jumped right back on it, paused, and we finished it. All right, so there's that. And we lost the soundboard. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bang. All right, so we finished the record. It is now available exclusively on SoundCloud. It is called Flood. So there it is. We testing the game. Damn, losing my soundboard back to back. That's terrible. Wait for it. All right. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, cool. It's called Flood. It's available on SoundCloud, R&B. There it is. Check it out.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
Now, I'm not going to play a sound bite or a snippet from the record. As a matter of fact, I'll let you wait on it. It's going to be your outro today. So you'll get a taste of it there. You can also check out a taste on my IG right this second. So there it is. I hope you dig it. Let me know what you think. And for anybody listening, I appreciate
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Far too kind.
We testing the game.
Oh, yeah. So, new music, R&B, you know what I'm saying? We're creative, we're doing things. Chucha says, play something now. I can't do it. I don't have the snippet. I'll tell you what I do have. I don't remember when it was, but myself, Miss Chucha Barber, and our friend Gwenelia we wrote a record, and it's a little ditty called Prettier in Florida, and how serendipitous I will be in Florida in the next week or so. How about that?
Sunshine and palm trees, warm nights and a calm breeze.
Hey.
Slow driving down my old streets, bikinis for the whole week. It never rains in California.
So there's a little snippet of a song that we did together live on Twitch, if you can believe that. I told y'all a lot of new music dropped. Another album that I actually just started listening to top to bottom, Justin Biebs. The Biebs. It's pretty good. I don't love every record so far, but a couple of them are really great, and he's an incredible artist. So shout out to him. Giveon dropped an album. I mean, there's so much music right now, so I've got a lot to listen to. As you all do, be sure to check out that R&B flood on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? God damn, something's not right with the Stream Deck today. It's having troubles, folks. We testing the game. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
At the top of the show, I told you all we don't have a new Anthony's part of the show, sadly, but I do have a replay for you. Give it up for the kid. Show him some love. He deserves it. And again, because I'm going home to Florida, it's a bright sunny day. I hope you all enjoy it. You'll understand what I mean in just a second. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is a replay. A remix, if you will. Anthony's part of the show.
Some of the greatest basketball players of all time have torn their Achilles, like Kobe Bryant, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Durant, and last but not least, me.
Back, baby. I'm here in Leon County, not Tallahassee. I'm in Cheers, Florida. Shout out to Hannah. Today's a special day because I'm going to introduce you to my first love. I haven't done anything yet, and I'm sweating like a dog.
Like a dog.
This right here got me through a lot of hardships, traveling around 4 or 5 different elementary schools, 3 middle schools. This is how I fit in right here, this basketball. Today I'm wearing my Kobe Bryant legend shorts. Got my J's on. Now here's the thing. I fully ruptured my right Achilles playing basketball January, 9 months ago. I'm just now getting to the point where I could, I could do something. I could 2-step with him. But I'm not even gonna try to jump yet.
I forgot the lapel mics. I'm sorry, I forgot the lapel mics. Sun's in my eye, I don't know what's going on anymore.
This is the first time I'm touching and playing basketball in 9 months. The love of my life. I hope you guys enjoy. Maybe I'll throw a few trick shots in there for you. Maybe even my ultimate trick shot from the knee, half court, over my head. That's gonna be special. Keep on watching, people. Let's go.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning the call. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. In your city, faded off the brown. Nino, she insists she got more class. We know, swimming in the money, come and find me. Nemo.
A lot of pressure on me right here. A lot of pressure. Focus. Come on.
Labels want my name beside an X like Malcolm. Everybody got a deal. I did it without one.
Come on. Let's go. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Half court. On my knees. Over my head, backwards. No look. Oh, still got it. Thank you for watching. I'm sweating. I swear to God, I only been out here for 30 minutes. This is what I look like. I'm gonna leave you with this. Remember, everything means nothing, but some things mean everything. Let's go.
Let's go. Give it up for my guy one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, Arrow Rising, that was Anthony's part of the show. Oh, man, the stream deck is really failing us today. But it was kind of a fun cut. He's Anthony. Laugh it up. Wait for it. All right. One more again. Appreciate you, Brody. That was fun. Not the smoothest episode we've ever had, folks. I don't listen. Remix, Dirty Wine, Rewind Selector. All right, you get it. I don't know what's going on. I bet there's an update that I haven't done, and it's causing massive failures on this side. Fuck it. All right, one more time. Anthony's part of the show. Thank you so much. We need a new one though, Brody. A new segment. All right. I'll keep remixing these, but here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around. Everybody's probably most favorite part of the show. It will be the movie preview game. Yes. But before we kick that off, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to the lobby. Top up your beverages, get you some refreshments, candy, whatever you're into. See you in a second.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Chia. And I would. I mean, there it is. My goodness. It's going to be a rough show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so dependent on these buttons, you know what I'm saying? But that's cool. Welcome back. It is the movie preview game. Let's do this thing. So if you're brand new to the show, this is a game that we play where I throw up a colored gradient on screen and I play you a movie trailer, and all you have to do is be the first person to tell us the name of the film in the chat before our other contestants. Chucha said, do you want to share your screen with me? Maybe I'll help you. I can figure that out for you. Thanks, Ma. I actually know what the problem is. It's just a fail. Ant says, like a woman with huge boobs. I missed the punchline there. I was talking so fast. Still funny. Depending on buttons, all I had. Bang, there it is. All right, now, coming on back. Fair enough. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are the movie preview game champion, when you win week to week, you get some acknowledgments. The first thing that you got to know that you're playing for is the movie preview game belt. Go on ahead and throw it up if you would, Ride Guy. There it is. That's a 101. The title belt. And this week's champion made a request as far as their intro song. And you know R&B, you make a request, I'm going to try to deliver.
We testing the game.
You know, I'll do what I can.
Oh, yeah.
This was her request, so we're gonna do it for you. Ladies and gentlemen.
We call him Baba Yaga.
Oh yeah.
Killing this shit like John Wick, young Keanu Reeves. Tell him suck a dick. Bye-bye haters, I'm the Baba Yaga. Call your mama, tell her come by later. Kumbaya when she do favors. On her knees, the Lord forgave us. I'ma eat this shit cause I'm starving, baby. I'ma bust in your face like I'm carbonated. Get it started, dog, like it's a carburetor. I'm charged up like 2 Tesla cables. I'm flexing, baby, on my exes, maybe. And I saved them texts, don't test me, baby. I wish you would, girl, I'll pull your card cause I saved your nudes and I post them all. Check my wall, read this blog, lick my balls, bitch.com. Back on my flow shit, new dope shit. You're so sick.
All right, that was Baba Yaga by none other than R&B. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, she's going to get 2 songs this week because why not? She is Miss Carmen Sandiego. Wait for it.
Well, she sneaks around the world from India to Carolina. She's a sticky finger culture from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
So there she is, ladies and gentlemen. She is back. She is now a 2-time champ. Pretty dope. Shout out to you, Miss Carmen. And to acknowledge that, these are all our former champions. Shout out to the leaderboard. And says, it's no Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? The Baba Yaga was cool and all, but it ain't no Macho Man. Well, Arrow Rising, if you win again, buddy, you can choose Macho as your next song theme. All right, but I love that other people are winning, so that's good. You're giving them a chance, man. Well done. And Mom, I know you want to see your name on this leaderboard so bad. Today could be the day. All right, so shout out to all of our former champions. Go ahead and throw up that movie preview gradient. The frame, if you will, Rye Guy. There it is. All right, so now that the frame is on screen, in just a second, I'm gonna turn down the background music and I'm gonna play this week's trailer. And again, all you have to do is type in the name of the film in the chat. Now, it has to be the right name of the movie. You gotta start with that. But you gotta spell it right, and I'm a stickler. So this is important, particularly this week. Pay attention. If it's a sequel, it has to be the full title. And technically, all words are important. That's all I'm gonna say about that, all right? So I get to be the judge. I'm gonna grade, on a slight curve here. Just put the full title in the chat. We won't have any problems. Now here's the other truth. This week, I was excited because I hadn't seen the trailer myself, and I thought, oh, that'll be interesting. And so I chose it. I hate that sometimes they put the name of the film right in the beginning of the trailer. That's terrible for what we're trying to do. So I trimmed that down. So I cut that out. However, they still say and show the name of the film in the trailer. So what that means is you're on a bit of a shot clock this week. You have to say the film before it comes up. Otherwise, all bets are off. And our current champ defends the title. Does that make sense? One more time. You gotta say the name of the film before everybody else in the chat, which is only like 2 of y'all. So good luck. But you also have to say it before the trailer shows it and says it, okay? We testing again. Oh yeah. All right. As promised, I'm turning down the lo-fi. Ladies and gentlemen, this is this week's movie preview game. Best of luck, contestants. I hope you dig it.
Ben Richards, 35, married, 1 child, in medical crisis.
We need money for a doctor now.
Ben, watch yourself.
Employment status, blacklisted. But there's still a way out for you.
That's not the giveaway. This is about to be
It's the biggest show in the country.
No guesses.
Bloodlust is our birthright.
They say it before yo.
Welcome to the Running Man.
There it is. Carmen retains the title on account of technicality. Sorry, Arrow Rising. You were like this close.
Is why you can win this game. The rules are simple.
I know you're gonna say there was a delay and all that.
The entire nation hunting you down.
I waited.
We'll get your family out of Slumside for good.
You see, I actually did.
I'm gonna come back here and burn
It's all
this
right, man.
building
You got.
down.
Listen,
I
we all know
promise.
you're the king. Okay.
That's the spirit.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit! Yeah!
The Running Man, the remix.
Hunt him down!
All right, we'll address that, Ed. I'll give you your shine, but technicality. I know you're gonna hate me for it, but that's all right.
Filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
Mike. I think it looks good. I'm here for it.
You might be moving up too fast.
Hey, buddy. You're on Freebie.
The Running Man.
You better run! I got a grenade!
Back at you.
Pretty epic trailer.
I'm still here, you shit eaters.
Hey, big boys!
Are you crazy?
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, on a count of technicality, I know Errol Rising, hold that thought. But she's gonna defend her title this week, and I'll explain why. Carmen Sandiego. Let it ride.
Well, she sneaks around the world from India to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me, where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego?
Steal their soul.
There it is. All right, so let me throw up the title and then we'll talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, The Running Man. All right, now I try to keep this thing as fair as possible, and I do recognize there's latency between when you all type and what I see on screen. I knew that they were gonna mention the title and you would see it about as big as you possibly can.
That's what she said.
Okay? So yes, Errol Rising, to your point, there have been other times where the title is either mentioned or shown, but in my mind, in a more obscure way, and therefore I haven't made mention before, but I just knew this. I figured, one, you in particular had probably seen the trailer, so I was trying to give everyone else a fair fight, and it is what it is. Look, it's no big deal. I'm not sure what's happening in the chat. Let's address this. Chucha says, I wanted that trailer, wrote the name down and thought it would be your pick, but I had a typo in the time I took it to correct it all. Chucha, you were so close. Well, that's all right, Mom. As I shared with you, you're going to have an opportunity to win again. We'll get you there, darling. We'll get you there. Ant says, I don't like how it seems that they added so much comedy to it. Bang. I happen to agree, but it's... You know, the first one was iconic in many respects, and I'm going to give you a bit of an overview in just a second. You know, shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger one time. If you didn't know that, I got 2 words for you. But it's like a new age take on it, and I think it feels like this shit could be real. You know what I'm saying? The way our world is going. But anyway, Ant says, also, it's not a title defense if you're not here and you don't get it. You're just still the champ. That's fair. Shout out to you, man. Not a title defense. She just retains the belt on a count of technicality, okay? We'll just give her that. And then 745 movie previews. I knew they were gonna say it. So close. All right. Errol Rising says, Ben Richards, out of the gate, I heard the name and I immediately thought, I knew it. And then he said, I saw the crowd. It was a game. I knew it, bang. All right, I'm sorry. Listen, man, had your answer come through half a second sooner, we would have acknowledged it. It just, on my end, when you watch the playback, it is what it is. Look, you're the king, bruh. Bang, all right? The Running Man. This one is written and directed by Edgar Wright, at least co-written by him, and also Michael Bacall gets a shout out here. The cast, Glenn Powell, as you see on the poster, plays the lead Ben Richards, also starring William H. Macy, Lee Pace, Coleman Domingo, Josh Brolin, Emilia Jones, Michael Cera, Jamie Lawson, and Katie O'Brien. I feel like it's a stacked cast. And says, you could have muted The Running Man, chose a different trailer. You need a production crew. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I actually looked for multiple trailers. This was the best one and kind of the only one, frankly. And remember, I did take the liberty of trimming off the first section of the trailer. It starts off with him going, I'm still here, bang. And then it goes, trailer starting in 3, 2, 1, The Running Man. It's stupid. Like, we don't need that. We just don't need that. But I think it's part of the, like, motif of the show. Like, they're doing the show inside the trailer. It's the whole thing. But anyway, I tried, all right? Ryan's fucking trying.
Testing the game.
It was a good trailer. Give me that. And it's new. I hadn't seen it. So there you go. Fair play. All right, here's the synopsis in case you didn't pick it up from the trailer. It's set in a dystopian near future. Struggling father Ben Richards enters a deadly reality TV game show, fleeing hunters for 30 days to win enough money to have his sick daughter get well. Oh, I know. Broadcast live to a collapsing nation's man. It's kind of like Squid Game, as a matter of fact. It's like a remix on an old school, new school. You know what I'm saying? Except he's out in the world. It's also a little, never mind. Noteworthy, Wright reportedly pushed the physicality to the limit on this one. Powell performs many of his own stunts. Bang, taking a page out of old Tommy's book. If you know, you know. They work together on a film. Arnold Schwarzenegger, here we go. Now look, no spoilers on this show. I don't know if this is true or not, but Arnie, who starred in the 1987 original, gave his blessing and maybe makes a cameo. I hope that he does. I think that would be appropriate. I don't know if he's gonna be, I can't remember if he plays the same character or if he's another version of this. I mean, it's a TV show. They should have different, anyway, who knows? The tone aims for a darker alignment with the King's novel rather than the original, so that's kind of cool. Even though, to Ant's point, it was a little hokey in the trailer, but I think that's part of it. It is scheduled for theatrical release on November 7th. Bang! Standard, IMAX, and, if you got it, 4DX. Wait for it. I'm gonna do 4DX.
Are you ready?
You know what I'm saying? There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that was The Running Man. Errol Rising says, careful how you say that last name. Which name did I say wrongly? Probably a lot of them. Anyway, fair enough. I miss it. Sometimes I'm talking, I can't read the chat while I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, that was the movie preview game. She retains her belt. Not a defending champion, sadly. Maybe she'll be back very soon. Shout out to Carmen Sandiego. Ofo! Oh, got you, Ant. Good one. All right. Errol Rising says, well, there wasn't a 10-second delay. You'd get the jokes. I hear you. There's a delay. Again, that's justification for you, you know, getting your title in on time. Sorry, man. He says, we gonna run it back later, and then the stream goes to YouTube. Okay, you got it. Look, man, I promise you, we're about this close on my end. I have to be the judge. I said so. Otherwise, this whole thing is a farce. You know, if you say a title and someone else does, it's whatever comes through first. Listen, it's fine, man. You're the champ, dog. We're gonna make your own belt, okay, buddy? You got this. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is R&B's movie series review. Let's do this. Before we get, he says, it's called a buzzer beater, motherfucker. That would be a good button to have, right at the buzzer. All right, something to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this fantastic montage, courtesy of Errol Rising. We'll be right back.
It's only a movie.
Just look over your shoulders, honey.
Yeah!
Good morning, Vietnam!
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
Snakes? Snakes. I don't know no snakes.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Enjoy your remaining years.
I will. Enjoy fucking jewels.
I will.
That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Alrighty then.
Get your popcorn ready. Spion! What up, my guy? Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Say what's up to the fan band, man. We're all in the chat today. Moms, dads, my brother Errol Rising. Thank you for stopping by. You're just in time for the movie series review. So hopefully you've seen one or two of these titles. Let's get into it. Edward Rising says Spion. That's a Star Trek character. Close. Spion, if I'm not mistaken, actually means spy in Norwegian. Huh? That's pretty cool. So he's our spy guy. All right, my man. Coming up first, normally we start low and high. What that means is I tell you about the titles that I didn't love so much, and then hopefully we land on a good one, God willing. Okay? God willing. He says, correctamundo. There he is. That's reverse limbo. Pretty good. However, if I see something special, like a sports doc or a stand-up comedy joint, that's usually what you get first. So you don't get to judge the first one based on any criterion because it's not a fair assessment. It's not like a movie or a series. It's a special. So coming up first, ladies and gentlemen, I was really excited to watch this one. I wasn't disappointed. It is Nate Jackson, Super Funny. There he is. So, this one is directed by Marcus Russell Price, starring none other than comedian Nate Jackson. Rising from TikTok fame, comedian Nate Jackson debuts a high-energy Netflix special, blending scripted stand-up with bold crowd work. That's really what he's known for. If you watch any of his TikToks or Reels, he does an amazing job at roasting the crowd. And says, putting a lot of pressure on yourself with that title. Bang. I don't disagree. He skewers everything from snack foods to social absurdities while engaging directly with audience members on stage and via split screen for home viewers. The score is strong. It hits Netflix top 10 upon release, and it's been praised for its originality and his stage charisma while pushing boundaries. As a matter of fact, great crowd reaction and impression-worthy pacing. It is now available on Netflix. So check him out, my guy, Nate Jackson. It was good. I've seen many of his TikToks. I get served a lot of stand-up comedy, naturally. And he does a lot of crowd work, and he's pretty good. Lost my soundboard, but we're back. Wait for it. There it is. All right, short and sweet. And if you haven't seen this, I encourage it. Dad, you might like it too. Bang. As a matter of fact, we want to know.
I wanna know who Rusty.
You know what I'm saying? Hey.
I want him to show me.
Give it up, all right, so that was our first title out the gates, stand-up comedy, Nate Jackson. Edward Rising says, Nate Jackson? I'd rather watch Tito Jackson. Shit, me too. Believe it or not, I was watching Tito and the Jacksons a little while ago. Just because I can. True story. If you know, you know. There it is. I do that a lot. So that was part of the music creation process, both last night and this morning. You know, I had Dave Chappelle on for just something in the background, and then ultimately I always default to not The Office, believe it or not.
That's what she said.
When I'm doing music, I put on Michael Jackson concerts and shit like that. Super inspired. He's the GOAT, you know what I mean? So if you don't get inspired by that, I got, again, 2 words for you. All right. The next, it's really the first film on the list, but the next title on the show, ladies and gentlemen, it is a sequel. It is called The Old Guard 2. Also available on Netflix. We watch a lot of Netflix, you know what I'm saying? It's what it is. If you haven't seen the first one, I highly recommend it. Particularly if you intend to watch the second one. It's a sequel, and you need the first one in order to understand the second one. They don't always work that way. Ant says, now we're talking. Been thinking of watching the first. Okay. Ant, I'm glad I got you then, buddy. So I'm going to give you the synopsis, and then I'm going to give you my 10 cents. My 2 cents is free, okay? Check this out. Directed by Victoria Mahoney, the writer Greg Rucka, who adapted it from the comic. It stars Miss Charlize Theron. Shout out to her. Kiki Lane, Matthias, I can't even pronounce this last name. Schoenarts? Fuck, I don't know. Marwan Kenzari, Connie Nielsen, and Miss Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman one time. And says, I never watched it because I didn't like how they were superheroes or whatever. Well, it's an interesting take on like a superhero kind of thing. They're not technically superheroes. They're immortals. That's what they are. Immortal. And says, showing dirt sound like college minor. Yeah, like a Harry Potter class, as a matter of fact. Showing arts or whatever. I'm sorry for mispronouncing this last name. It's tough when you read it. I'll spell it for y'all just so you can appreciate what I'm going through. Schoenaerts. God dang, showing arts. Fuck me. And says, I major in business and I minor in show and arts. Hey, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for the comedic relief. I appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony's part of the show. All right, so Ant, let me finish this up for you, man. The Immortals return, embarking on a globe-spanning mission to recover a lost comrade. They're pitted against new threats, including another Immortal faction led by, again, Miss Uma Thurman. Shout out to her. The reception, you ready? Action remains slick, and Theron anchors the cast. Shout out to her. She's a baddie. But critics note a thinner plot and a lack of narrative urgency compared to the first. Many say it feels more like a teaser for future joints rather than a standalone. And I happen to agree with that. And say something about 90s Uma. Absolutely. Shout out to her again. It's available now on Netflix. Both of them, I believe, 1 and 2. I have to go on record and say the first one was better. And to the last point that I made, I'm confident they're gonna milk this thing for all it's worth, because they do. There'll be a third, if not another fourth installment, and they'll probably change the cast at some point. It was entertaining enough. I like the concept of these immortals, right? These are beings who have been around, and there's a lot of lore that you get in the movie, and I'm into that, you know, but it's also not great. You know what I mean? It's just not. And you shouldn't go into it wondering if it's great or not. Let me save you the trouble. It's not great, but it's entertaining, and the first one's better than the second, and you might as well see them both if you're gonna make the commitment. There it is. The Old Guard 2! Shout out to Charlize. And says, till the cow just tilts and tips. Oh, there it is, my guy. Well done. I had to read that before I read it like M would. It's an Eminem lyric. If you don't know, now you know. Cool. Hey, good on you, Brody. Shout out to you. All right. I'm gonna keep this thing moving. Spion says, thanks for reminding me to finish this movie. Look at you, bro. He says, I'm at work this weekend. Feel free to come by if you're interested. Have to split. The phone is calling. Spion!
Thank you.
I appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you so much. I got love, Brody. We'll hang out soon, all right? Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Arrow Rising says, he's be on the phone all the time. He's be on the phone. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, The Old Guard. There it was. We did it. Now look, I've been giving y'all a lot of love. We streamed last week. We had a mega movie review, which means we had at least 5 titles. I feel like I did pretty well. Today, I've got 4 in a short week. Now, one of them was a stand-up comedy special, so you get that. But a couple more for you. Y'all ready? And says, I got a lot of dad jokes today. Hey, keep them coming. You know what I'm saying? All right. This next one, don't know how to tee it up other than I felt compelled to watch it, and then once you start something, you got to finish it. And then here's the real reason I finished it. I saw a spoiler on TikTok that showed me a character that was going to be introduced at the end, and so I just had to finish it to see that. And so I'll tell you about it if you want to. It is called Ironheart. Wait for it. I got a little sound for this. It's not exact, but you get it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. So, Ironheart, this one is available on Disney Plus. Naturally, they own Marvel. So here we go. Created and written by Miss Shanika Hodge. Directed by Sam Bailey and Angela Barnes. And it stars Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams. Anthony Ramos as The Hood. Lyric Ross, Manny Montana, and
Alden Ehrenreich, I think. I hope. Shit. Tough. Now look, I won't tell y'all the spoiler unless you want me to. There's usually no spoilers on the show. And it's not a major spoiler. It just reveals a character that you might not want to know about until the very end of the series if you don't want to know. You see what I'm saying? But this is my show, so we gonna do that for y'all. If you want to tune out now, you can. It's not that serious, I promise. There's no major spoilers. First, I'll give you the synopsis and the plot. Set in post-Wakanda forever, teenage genius Riri builds her own Iron Man-style suit after returning to Chicago. She embraces Tony Stark's legacy. She's drawn into conflicts where technology and magic intersect. And there is a villain whose name is The Hood, who adds complex layers. The Hood. But here's where it gets really cool. So, I'll be honest, the series is not great. I'm sorry, it's not great. It's all right. The real truth is that Marvel Cinema, great. Let me say that. It's great. Overall. The television shit, God, overall. Now, sometimes you get a breakthrough project like Loki, okay? Loved Loki. And I really like, as we've talked about on this show once before, Agatha All Along. I really like that. The Road, or however that song goes. But they have a lot of misses, too. And I'm not gonna say that this is a miss. It's just not as good as it might have been had it been a movie. I love the concept. Some reception and noteworthy mentions is the fact that, and of course he does, I'm sure, but MCU veteran Mr. Robert Downey Jr., he praises the series, and naturally there's an association here between his character and this new version of a Miss Tony Stark, if you will. She's a genius. She builds an Iron Man. You get it. I think it deals major groundwork for the next phase of the MCU. Now, it's gotten mixed reviews all around, but I think ultimately it's a little this, you know what I'm saying? I think the character is strong, and I think she would do well in like an Avengers style film, okay? Where she doesn't have to carry the whole fucking thing, you know what I'm saying? And if I had to guess or bet, and I'm a betting person, look, darling, it's Johnny Ringo. Wait for it.
Look, darling, Johnny Ringo.
I would guess that she's gonna make an appearance in one of these joint films, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool, and the reason that I stuck around is because they introduce a major villain of the MCU, and he is Mephisto. Played by none other than Sacha Baron Cohen, and I love him very much, and I think he did a good job. And one of the things that I think is cool about the MCU these days is they like to show you the comic book accurate version of these characters. So you know that in so many of the more recent projects, you see like authentic versions of the suits and the way that they look in the comics, and they do a good job of that, I think. So Mephisto he's like a demon. And oftentimes he's depicted as being like red-skinned with long hair and glowing eyes, and they do I won't spoil it, they do a very cool way of showing you that in this project. And so I thought that was cool. That was the highlight for me. But there it is. It premiered on June 24th. It's available in its entirety now, again on Disney Plus. One time for Ironheart. Bang. A lot of leading ladies this week. Oh, Shadow! Ladies and gentlemen, would you look at that? Hit the button. 13 months! That's awesome, bro. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Far too
Go on and tell the world his real name.
Federico. Fede.
Appreciate you, Brody. Thanks, man. That was cool. Shadow says, I'm canceling my subscription just so it can stay at 13. All right? Yeah, you do what you gotta do. I ain't even mad at you. Listen, man, nothing you haven't seen before. In fact, you were there, so shout out to you. The cold open. We gave him the New World Eternal montage, man. So if you missed that, you can rewatch it on YouTube when we publish later on, all right? But thank you for being here, man. You've missed a lot. I don't know if you caught the Ironheart overview. I don't suspect you've seen it yet, but you should. You're a fan of the MCU. Shadow says, gotta run. Catch you on the YouTube, brother. God damn, that was short and sweet. Okay.
That's what she said.
All right. Keeping this thing moving, I was gonna say there have been a lot of leading ladies on the show today, in the sense that for one reason or another, the last few titles have all been predominantly women, and maybe that's rightfully so. So ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is your pick of the week. Here it is. Y'all ready? I wish I had something cool for it. I'll just throw up the poster and tell you about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ballerina. And I lost my soundboard right when I should have. Awesome. There it is. So, Ballerina. You ready? This one is set in the John Wick universe. It's a spinoff. A ballerina, naturally, trained by Ruska Roma, embarks on a revenge mission for her father's slaying, navigating continental politics and deadly alliances. It stars Miss Ana de Armas as Eve the Assassin. Certainly Keanu Reeves returning as John Wick. Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, Angelica Houston, Gabrielle Byrne, Norman Reedus, and the late Lance Reddick. All right. Directed by Len Wiseman and written by Shay Hatton. Now, the reception is that critics praise the high-octane choreography, especially by Miss Armas, fluid combat performance. The movie escalates into originals during a cinematic assassin-strewn Czech village. Through some dialogue, it feels a bit perfunctory, and the tone balances brutal action and noirish humor. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. Not nearly as good as the John Wicks, but it's decent. Box office, check this out. Supposedly, it grossed $131 million on a $90 million budget. So they got their money back, you know what I'm saying? It was a success, great success. Available on digital VOD platforms, including Amazon, Apple TV, I suspect. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen, Ballerina. And just because, how cute that Miss Carmen would request this song on a day where we do a John Wick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Killing this shit like John Wick, young Keanu Reeves, tell him suck a dick.
All right, you get it. Give it up. I enjoyed it. Ballerina. I think she did a good job. I think it's a wonderful character addition to the John Wick universe. I especially love that he was in it. Shout out to him. And said, firstly, he says, me watching this will depend on what you say here. Have you seen this yet? And then he says, just not believable enough for me. I get we have to spend. Yep, that's a fair point. You got to do that in most cases, I think. Who was her dad she's avenging? Well, I can't spoil it for you, buddy, but he's not anybody that holds a lot of weight, let's say. I'll tell you if you want to know, but they do a good job of explaining that. It happens very early on in the film. I don't know the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but he's in a series called Umbrella Academy, which I like a lot. And I think he does, it's a short, poor guy. He was like, he was on page 2. He was like, damn, I die on page 2. But you'd rather be in the movie than not, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Ever Rising says, Ryan 2008. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Again, jokes, latency, it's a whole thing. Doesn't hold a lot of weight. There it is. God, you got to spell them out for me today, bro. I appreciate you. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. All right, Ballerina. I won't waste anybody's time here today. I got tennis in about an hour, so let's go on ahead and wrap this thing up. In all sincerity, though, Ballerina was good. Was it as good as the OG franchise? No, but that's okay. He's in it. Bang. Okay. Had he not been in it, I'd have given it a tougher score. But she carries the film, and shout out to her. All right. Now, look, Aunt, I think you made this point, but I'll say it. And I recognize that she is a trained assassin, but these people go into situations where it's like 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 100 to 1 And somehow, you know what I'm saying? And we're not talking just hand-to-hand combat here. We're talking fucking, spoiler alert, a fucking flamethrower? You know what I mean? So, all I'm saying is everybody in this motherfucker would have died more than once, okay? You know what I mean? And the other thing is, again, I understand, trained martial artist, she's an assassin, she's a ballerina, you know, trained by the Ruskov Roma or whatever. When you go up against a 6'5", you know, thug, that motherfucker is gonna body you. Bang! He's gonna body you. It's fucking physics. Anyway, Ever Rising says, fucking Bjorn Fjord over there. Bjorn Fjord. That's tough to say. All right. But this was your pick of the week. I recommend it. It was entertaining. If you're a fan of John Wick, you'll like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was this week's movie series review. I hope you enjoyed it. I gave you 4 titles. We did that thing. Coming up next, it'll be a short and sweet read today. Hang out with me, though. I'm going to give you a wonderful recap. Coming up is The Witcher. Arrow Rising says, probably more believable than Scarlet in Jurassic. A little bit. Oh, and I lost my fucking sound.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Good save.
Valley of Plenty.
Give it up. Give it up.
Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat.
All right, I'm just changing up our category real quick. Bang. And now we are gonna toss it over to the Witcher Hangout. Yeah. All right, that's about as quick as I can do it. We're gonna change the lights. We like to raise them up like The Undertaker would. You'll notice the purple in the background. We could keep it, but we like to change it to something a little more vibey, a little more moody. Here it comes. Pause. There it is. All right, now I know what some of y'all, matter of fact, I know what everybody's thinking. Everybody, there's 3 of y'all. What happened last week, right? Well, don't trip. I'm gonna tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Witcher recap. You ready?
Toss a coin.
You mentioned coin.
Witcher recap.
Let's go. I'm super excited. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished chapter 3. God, it was a long time coming for that. Matter of fact, time of contempt. Pun intended, Jesus. In last week's live reading, we finally concluded chapter 3, where mysteries of magic and matters of destiny came to a head. Geralt was led by Vilgefortz through a crumbling ruin of Tor Lara, the Tower of Gull, where illusion masks danger and truth hides behind manipulation. We learned that a hidden portal, once thought to be a myth, does in fact exist. But it's been sealed due to its unstable and deadly nature. The conversation quickly turns personal and ideological. Vilgefortz shares his tragic origin story. I don't know what I wanted to say there, but there it is. He shares his tragic origin story. He was a gutter-born orphan raised by druids, ultimately rejecting society, and he was shaped by bitterness, ambition, and his complicated history with a sorceress. Ain't that all of us? You know what I mean? He invites Geralt to abandon neutrality and join a conflict, warning that everything that Geralt loves will be on the line. But Geralt, our ever-reluctant hero, he refuses to be pulled into this political game. He's too smooth for that. He insists on acting according to his own code, remaining outside the bounds of factions and schemes. We also learned that Geralt's own mother was a sorceress as well. How about that? The last several pages are interesting because Geralt and Yennefer are actually together, and Geralt is kind of recapping like I'm doing for y'all, as a matter of fact. He's basically telling the story to Yennefer. Chucha says, of course she was. Yes, she was. Geralt's mom. So, as the chapter unfolds, Geralt and Yennefer are again together, and we shift from strategy to intimacy. All right? Their quiet vulnerability offers a powerful emotional contrast. They dream of a peaceful future together, with Ciri visiting from time to time. It's a fantasy that they both will likely never come to pass. Their night, however, doesn't end just in certainty and the desire for this peaceful life, but in connection. The best kind of connection, if you know what I mean, if you know what I'm saying. And then something cool happens that I do like that the author does. Sometimes he gives us these excerpts from books within the universe, right? Sometimes it's Dandelion's journal or a page out of a mythical book, and that's kind of what we got. So it was a bonus excerpt, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but I think it reads Ars Magica. And then there's a Roman numeral here that I still can't remember. LV3, so I think 108 maybe? L is 100? I can't remember, sorry. At the close of the chapter, we're treated to a fascinating scholarly excerpt drawn from this Magic Edition 58, maybe. That sounds right? Anyway. A world-building deep dive that ties directly into Vilgefortz, I don't know how to say his name, Vilgefortz's earlier warnings, okay? In the document, it outlines the nature of this portal that was mentioned, also known as Benniven's portal. It's located in the Tower of Gulls on the Isle of Thanedd. Mysterious and dangerous, the portal activates sporadically and unpredictably. Its destination supposedly is unknown, likely damaged and fragmented. The use of magic around this portal is strictly prohibited, especially teleportation, and entry is only granted under exceptional scholarly review. So the excerpt reinforces how perilous and powerful this tower is, and it hints at the magnitude of the magical forces in play behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your extensive Witcher recap.
Toss a coin.
You mentioned coin.
Witcher recap.
Chucha says, I hate those kinds of portals. You know it? Those are the ones I despise. Good on you, Chuch. Give it up.
Choo choo, choo choo, choo choo, choo choo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Chapter 4 of The Witcher. Toss a coin.
Coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh.
Now look, we're almost halfway through the book. That's pretty cool. Halfway. I feel like we've been reading this one for quite some. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, we're 30 episodes deep into our own stream. Bang.
We testing the game.
30 episodes. Now look, it's gonna be a short read for us today. I got somewhere to be, for real. But it'll be cute. Let's see how we do, all right? I haven't read ahead. That's not how we roll. I don't know who's talking yet. Could just be a narrator. We'll see. Enjoy Chapter 4. In the beginning, there was only pulsating, shimmering chaos. A cascade of images and a whirling abyss of sounds and voices. Ciri saw a tower reaching up to the sky with thunderbolts dancing across the roof. She heard the cry of a raptor and suddenly became it. She was flying with enormous speed, and beneath her was a stormy sea. She saw a small button-eyed doll and suddenly was that doll. And all around her teemed the darkness, pulsing with the sounds of cicadas. She saw a large black and white tomcat and suddenly was that cat, surrounded by a somber house, darkened wood paneling and the smell of candles and old books. Several times she heard someone call her name, summon her. She saw silver salmon leaping up waterfalls, heard the sound of rain drumming against the leaves, and then she heard Yennefer's strange, long drawn-out scream. And it was that scream that woke her, pulled her out of the chasm of timelessness and chaos. Now, vainly trying to recall the dream, she could only hear the soft sounds of lute and flute, the jingling of a tambourine, singing and laughter. Dandelion and the group of minstrels Dandelion and the group of minstrels he had chanced upon continued to have the time of their lives in the chamber at the end of the corridor. A shaft of moonlight shone through the window, somewhat lightening the gloom and making the chamber in Loxia resemble a dream world. Ciri threw off the sheet. She was bathed in sweat, and her hair was stuck to her forehead. It had taken her a long time to fall asleep the night before. It had been stuffy, even though the window had been wide open. She knew what had caused it. Before leaving with Geralt, Yennefer had encircled the chamber with protective charms. Ostensibly, it was in order to prevent anyone from entering, though Ciri suspected the true purpose was also to stop her from leaving. She was, quite simply, a prisoner. Yennefer, although clearly happy to be back with Geralt, had neither forgiven nor forgotten Ciri's willful and reckless flight to Herendum, even though it had led her to reunion with Geralt. The meeting with Geralt itself had filled Ciri with sadness and disappointment. The Witcher had been taciturn, tense, restless, and demonstrably insecure. The conversation had faltered and limped along, losing its way in sentences and questions which suddenly broke off. The Witcher's eyes and thoughts kept running away from her and fleeing into the distance. Ciri knew where they were running to. Dandelion's soft, mournful singing and the music he raised from the lute strings, murmuring like a stream flowering over pebbles, drifted to her from the chamber at the end of the corridor. She recognized it as the melody the bard had started composing some days before. The ballad, as Dandelion had boasted several times, bore the title Elusive, and was intended to earn the poet first place at the annual Bards Tournament, due to take place in the later autumn at Wartburg Castle. Ciri listened carefully to the words. O'er glistening roofs you float, though lily-strewn rivers you dive, yet one day I'll know your truths, if only I'm still alive. Hooves thundered, riders galloped in the night, and on the horizon the sky bloomed with the glow of many fires. A bird of prey screeched and spread its wings, taking flight. Ciri plunged into sleep once more, hearing people calling her name over and over. Once it was Geralt, once Yennefer, once Trish Merigold. Finally, several times, a sad, slim, fair-haired girl she didn't recognize, who looked at her from a miniature framed in horn and brass. When she saw when she saw a black and white cat a moment later, she was again that cat, and singing with its eyes. She was in a strange dark house. She saw great shelves of books and a lectern lit by several candlesticks, which two men were sitting at, poring over scrolls. One of the men was coughing and wiping his lips with a handkerchief. The second, a midget with a huge head, sat on a chair and wheels. He had no legs. Extraordinary, sighed Fen, running his eyes over the decaying parchment. It's hard to believe. Where did you get these documents? You wouldn't believe me if I told you, Codringer coughed. Have you only now realized who Cirilla, Princess of Cintra, really is?
the child of the elder blood, the last offshoot of that bloody tree of hatred, the last branch, and on it, the last poisoned apple. The elder blood, so far back in time, Pavetta, Calanthe, Adalia, Ellen, Fiona, and Falca. By the gods! But that's impossible. Firstly, Falca had no children. Secondly, Fiona was the legitimate daughter. Firstly, we know nothing about Falca's youth. Secondly, don't make me laugh. You know, of course, that I'm overcome with spasms of mirth at the sound of the word legitimate. I believe that document, because in my opinion it's authentic and speaks the truth. Fiona, Pavida's great-great-grandmother, was the daughter of Falca, that monster in human form. Damn it, I don't believe in all those insane predictions, the prophecies and other poppycock, but when I recall the forecast, tainted in blood, tainted, contaminated, accursed, it can be understood in various ways. And according to legend, if you recall, it was Falca who was accursed, because Laura Durnham, Ep Cedarhall, had put a curse on her mother. Those are just stories, Codringer. You're right, stories. But do you know when stories stop being stories? The moment someone begins to believe in them. And someone believes in the story of Elder Blood, in particular, in the part that says, "From Falca's blood will be born an avenger who will destroy the old world and build a new one in its ruins." And Cirilla is supposed to be that avenger?
You get it. Let it ride. And we are no longer monetized. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, toss a coin one time to your Witcher and the bar. Dandelion's coming back.
Coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh.
All right. That was cool, huh? Nice little read today. I don't know if anyone's still here, but that's okay. Throwing it back to the live. Hopefully, I probably didn't. We'll see. I know it. I know it. We're having a rough day, technically. That's all right. Chucha says that was great. Let's go, Ma.
Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday. We had a great show. We testing the game.
Oh, yeah.
If you missed any of it, you can always rewatch it on YouTube. And I hope that you do. And while you're there, do me a favor, hit the subscribe for me one time. Bang, appreciate that. And thank you to those of you that did subscribe on this show. Huh? Thank you again. I mentioned that one of the reasons why we had a late start today, I know. Well, for good reason. R&B was working on a new record. Yeah, it's called Flood, and it is available on SoundCloud. Bang, we testing the game.
Testing the game. Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, you're gonna get a snippet of that song in the outro that I'm about to throw it to in just a second, okay? I've got 30 minutes till we get on that tennis court. Bang. So I gotta wrap this thing up and get there. Shout out to my guys, Fedme and Captain Morris. I'll see you in a minute, boys. Sadly, you weren't in the stream. That's all right. I know it's Saturday. You've got lives. Everybody's doing their thing. For those of you that were here, again, I appreciate y'all from the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? And don't stress. It's cool. I appreciate y'all. Hey, I'm gonna be in Florida in about a week or so. How amazing is that? So shout out to the Fam Bam. I'll see y'all. I can't wait. It'll be great. First, I gotta stop over in Savannah, Georgia for an event. Shout out to D2L and H5P. We're going to be hosting Fusion in Savannah, Georgia. It's our annual event. It's the biggest event that we host as a company. And then I'm going to shoot on over to the ATL, shouty, my big brother. Shout out to Russ Barber one time. He's going to be in Atlanta for an event of his own. And so we're going to get to link up, and then the family's going to be all together. How cool is that? We're coming home. Chucha says, I can't wait, nor can we. We'll be there shortly. So we won't be streaming. I know. Next week I got to pack. It's a whole thing. I got a checkings and a savings. They're separate. And then I'll be out of pocket for at least a few weeks. Now, it would be amazing. I don't think he's here any longer, but if Ever Rising and Chucha Barber, if we can figure out a way to do a live stream or at least a podcast of sorts, we can record so we can do an Anthony's part of the show for show.
I'm Anthony, he's Anthony, it's Anthony's part of the show.
You know what I'm saying? That would be epic. We got to do something while we're all together, and then we'll use that content in a variety of ways. All right? That makes sense. Hand claps. We can do it. Let's go, shoot. All right, cool. So, at least for a little while, I know we testing the game. Thank you again. This was fun. I appreciate y'all so much. I love doing this. I love the opportunity for us to hang out when we're so far away physically. But again, soon we'll be together in the same proximity. It's amazing. All right. I hope you dig the record. Ma, it's not for you. I'm sorry. Look, this one was.
Sunshine and palm trees.
You know what I'm saying? We did that.
Warm nights in a calm breeze.
But this one's just on some rapidy rap. Chucha says, go practice for Wimbledon. And my buttons died right then. One more time. Let's rewind. Go practice for Wimbledon. All right? I'm hardly worthy of, getting them water, much less the tennis balls. But anyway, this was a cool show. Shadow, I'm sorry that you missed it, Brody. I know, but this is for you.
Federico,
This was a successful unveiling.
Go back to work. For real. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We testing the game. I appreciate y'all. Until the next time that we're all together, thank you again for all your support and love. I appreciate you. That's it. Peace. I'm out.
I just do it.
We testing the game. Oh yeah. Shit ain't nothing, it's no pressure. Easy does it, I does it better. Ryan Barber, I called your mama, I'm fighting for you like Conor McGregor. Mad at me, I'm not nice. You cold, girl, but I'm hot fries. My roster thick, I changed the shit. You ain't on the list.
Bring it up and pull it all the way back.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
That was actually super unintentional, but I love it. It's gonna give you an opportunity to hear that song one more time, okay?
Testing the game.
I hit a shortcut command that I didn't even know existed, so that was awesome. I was trying to type back, Mom, I saw your comment. She said, I love you, Mom. I love you too, girl. I love you the mostest, baby. So I couldn't let that fly, so I was trying to type to you while I was... Anyway, hey, happy accident, okay? One more time. Enjoy it, all right? I'm gonna turn on the lo-fi, let it marinate. It is, again, available on SoundCloud. Here's the artwork. There it is. It's called Flood. Maybe now that you've heard it, you're like, damn, your boy's flowing a little bit. Check us out. Let us know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you. All right, R&B. We're really leaving this time. See you in the next one. Go.
I just do it.
We testing the game. Oh yeah. Shit ain't nothing, it's no pressure. Easy does it, I does it better. Ryan Barber, I called your mama, I'm fighting for you like Conor McGregor. Mad at me, I'm not nice. You cold, girl, but I'm hot fries. My roster thick, I changed the shit. You ain't on the list, you ain't top 5. Sorry, baby, don't cry for me. R&B's would've died for you. Now you sleep on me like Sudafed. I'ma leave them names, what you should've said. Bang, bang like Chitty Boy, and I'm in the A like Titty Boys. Savannah, Georgia, down to Florida. Tell my girls I'm coming for you. Beat, beat when she parking. Drive through, girl, I'm starving. I'ma eat it up and then speed it up like the UFC. I'ma beat it up. Beat, beat when she parking. Drive through, girl, I'm starving. I'ma speed it up when we meeting up. We ain't killing time.